Welcome to ThinkTech on OC16, Hawaii's weekly newscast on things that matter to tech and to Hawaii. I'm Jay Fidell.
And I'm Lisa Maruyama.
In our show tonight, we'll cover the opening of the See It exhibition at APEC in the Convention Center.
We'll take a look at the local tech exhibits that are part of the exhibition and talk with the people who designed them.
The exhibition included exhibits from some 20 tech companies and organizations in the tech industry in Hawaii.
The exhibits were presented in a large exhibition room on the ground floor of the convention center during the APEC conference.
We spoke with Galen Ho, president of See It Hawaii, Inc., a Hawaii nonprofit corporation that organized the exhibition.
The quality of the displays and the intricacy of the content, you can't help but be impressed. Our exhibitors have really gone all out. They're committed to our mission, which is to codify what the kids need to know and understand about technology, science, and engineering. Institute for Astronomy has an exciting display about black holes and the universe. Hank Rogers has got a great display on avatar technology. The Sopogy people have a great display on solar energy. Even the HECO people with respect to smart grids and electric cars. So the Oceanit people here with the smart bed and some of the things they're doing in cyber. So I think that in general, I can't say that I have a favorite because I think they're all my favorites. We had a lot of people from the legislature. We had the mayors from all 4 counties. And then we had the governor and the lieutenant governor come through. So yeah, we had some pretty good people, and then this afternoon we're going to have all our donors. Well, I'm a happy guy. It's been a tough 2 years, as you well know, and of course the journey isn't ended yet, so I kind of think of this as the beginning of a long journey.
We also had a moment with Darren Kimura, Vice President of SEAT, for his comments and observations on the exhibition.
You know, the idea behind SEAT is, I think, just absolutely critical for Hawaii. SEAT is a place for us to bring Hawaii technologies, Hawaii innovations, Hawaii engineering to one location so we can show off what great work Hawaii is doing to the rest of the world. It's the one place we can have to showcase everything that's going on in all the islands. It's the one place that we can use to showcase all the different things happening in different technologies. See It is the place for people to see it as to what's going on in technology. See it, and here's the part I think you're gonna love, do it. So the see it is this, right? The do it is how do we start getting into the community? How do we start working with kids? So then I said, what about Hawaii Academy of Science? Can we plug in the State Science Fair and make that do it, you know, to the see it, right? We'll see.
And then we walked around and spoke with a number of the exhibitors.
So we're here representing the UH Institute for Astronomy, and in this booth particularly, we're not just talking about how we look at the stars in the universe, but about the great amount of technology development that we do at the University of Hawaii. We're featuring two different big technologies, one located over here. So this is the Hawaii infrared arrays. This is technology really grown in Hawaii, and it's now used around the world and up in space. Another thing that we're showcasing is the world's biggest digital camera right here. You can see me standing next to it. This is life size. It's 1.4 billion pixels.
So this is a model of the 30-meter telescope. 30-meter telescope, when it's complete, will be the world's largest optical near-infrared telescope. We call it the 30-meter telescope because the mirror, which collects the light from objects in space, will actually be 30 meters across, about 100 feet, made up of 492 individual hexagons, forming a perfect surface for astronomical observations. We call the 30-meter telescope astronomy's next generation observatory. It truly is a leap forward from everything we have today.
This is a Pisces exhibit. We're showcasing our past field tests. We do analog field testing on the Big Island for both Martian and lunar rovers.
This has been an amazing journey to meet with so many of the companies and government agencies that are doing some fabulous technology-related programs, and I have a particular interest in it because I can see elementary, middle school, and high school students learning from the experiences of these companies and these government agencies.
In Hawaii, we do everything from tsunami awareness and preparedness to ocean exploration and research. So we run 3 vessels in Hawaii, the Hi'ialakai, the Oscar Seti, and the Ka'imi Moana, which do a combination of fisheries research and ocean habitat surveys.
We're a local company. We're focused on cybersecurity solutions, and what that means is actually we develop software for the network enterprise and also software that will protect your critical assets on your network.
One of them will take an interest to you and start perhaps imitating, become curious about what you do, or it'll also try to get you to imitate them by try to get you to do some interesting movements. We now have a blue iPhone and an iPad version, which is then a lot more accessible to other people, more people. So you create an avatar, which you customize and you can buy clothing and accessories for.
Our products deal with unmanned aerial vehicles, and we make everything from an aircraft that is bird size all the way up to some larger aircraft, about 10-foot wingspan. One of the aircraft in particular is, this is one of them here. As you can see, it folds up in a backpack such as the one over in the corner, so that the service members would be able to assemble it quickly, pop it together, and then be able to, in a short order, be able to toss it up in the air And the aircraft flies fully autonomously, which means it goes by waypoints similar to your GPS in a car. So it takes its orders from the computer, flies the mission. It's got a little camera over on the side here. It's an electronic pan, tilt, and zoom. So it is able to shift or pan left, right, up and down, and zoom. And it can even lock onto a target.
We've had the mayor of Honolulu, we've had our governor, Neil, and they've come around the exhibits. We've had some initial folks from APEC coming. I'm told that in the afternoon the international folks will arrive, but at our exhibit in the College of Engineering, we actually had our first international delegate from Singapore. So she was asking about all sorts of questions of what we were doing in the College of Engineering.
This time around, we've got a selection of technologies. You can see the progression from lab to product, and the theme that sort of binds it all together is smart living. So what do you got? You got lab technologies that come out for smart sockets, for smart homes, smart roads, smart beds, smart response to a disaster.
We are at the Hawaiian Electric booth, showcasing some emerging technologies that will help Hawaii in the future. So here we have smart grid technologies which will help improve the electrical service in terms of reliability and efficiency. It'll also help us to implement more renewable energy sources onto our grid.
I think this is spectacular. Most fun exhibit, I think, is the Avatar exhibit. That's a lot of fun, where they've got 3 X's on the floor, and as you walk up to the X, an avatar appears on the screen and welcomes you, and whatever you do, the avatar will do.
These projects here in this exhibit is really meant to showcase some of the projects that we have going on at the University of Hawaii. It's really, I think more than ever today, it's a good example showing that today's engineering students are more prepared than ever to jump into the workforce.
I am an MBA student at the Scheidler College of Business, and I'm here today at the University of Hawaii Manoa College of Engineering booth here at the See It display to demonstrate interdisciplinary projects that the college has been taking on. Here is Halepili Honua, the house that was designed collaboratively between architecture, engineering, business, construction, culinary, agriculture, and computer science students.
This robot is designed to play the game from last year, which is called Roundup.
This here is our 2009 robot, the Luna Kahuna. First Robotics is the high school level. It's open to grades 9 through 12.
These micro robots are small 1 centimeter or 1 inch cubic squared robots, and they are designed with wheels, and they're basically the miniature versions of what you have here.
We high school students actually don't do much of First Lego League. What we do actually is we mentor elementary school students as well as middle school students how to use these little robots right here. So it's kind of like a stepping stone all the way to our high school robotics, which is the FRC competition.
The ROC Foundation is a robotic organizing committee, and its function is to get all the robotics that happens within our state lined up so more students can participate in robotics.
So this is Natural Power Concepts, and what we're doing is showing new concepts for renewable energy technology. On this side is what we call the auger turbine, and this is a river and tidal energy conversion device. When it spins, it generates electricity in either direction.
I got the rescue streamers that are now on every Navy submarine, an Air Force fighter jet. I'm probably the only exhibitor that's selling to an APEC country. The Singapore Air Force just bought the lighted streamer for all their ejection seats for their F-16 aircraft. Very exciting.
Sopogy is here presenting our Sopolite technology today. It's our mobile solar concentrating collector device. Now, the intent behind Sopolite was for us to roll this out to project sites and gather data, which will give us a better understanding of what the potential could be for that particular location. Now we use it for educational purposes. So we actually have here behind us a full operating concentrating solar collector, which we can use to show how our technologies work.
We have opportunities here in Hawaii as a tech company for young people. So if they go off to college on the mainland or here, that there are opportunities for them for careers in the future. So we basically talk about our people, our technologies that we do in Hawaii, and then we also talk about our company and our community. One thing that BAE believes in is that you need to be involved in the community as a company.
About APEC? Well, I think it's, I think we've got to wait to see the results, but I think certainly the excitement around this event has brought a new focus not only to Hawaii, but to a lot of our capabilities. So that's good. As far as what it translates to in dollars for, say, some of these companies, to be determined.
Okay, we demonstrate some technology with very new devices. It's Microsoft Kinect. We have 3 sensors. Then we capture the data from the 3, then they integrate to the single stream. Then this avatar will show up, then mimic your movement like this.
Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard's honored to have been invited to participate in this exhibition. I think APEC is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Hawaii. It is a tremendous opportunity that will come across every, 21 years, because there's 21 countries, and we're grateful to get the opportunity to showcase all the great technologies we have in this room today, as well as Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard. And we're also happy that we're finally getting a chance to really show that Hawaii is the crossroads of the Pacific.
We're hoping everyone will come see Hawaii in a wholly different way and walk away with thoughts of coming back and engaging with our state. So that's the hope, and that's our hope.
We also caught Frank, a visitor from the mainland, on his impressions of the exhibit, particularly the exhibit of the Keck Observatory.
I think this stuff is far more interesting than all of the science fiction and whatever. None of it can compare to what's really going on out there. We're very fortunate to be here. Huge blooming telescope you're getting ready to build now. Thank you.
And finally, we took a group picture of the See It organizing committee.
Smile. Surprisingly good. 1, 2, 3, smile. There you go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Much better. No one else sharing the limelight. All right.
Thank you very much.
We went next door to the press area last Friday afternoon and caught a press conference that Hillary Clinton was doing for the media that day.
So it has already been a productive few days here in Hawaii, and I know there will be a lot more work to do when the president arrives and begins meeting with the leaders, and then that will continue, as I've said, as both the president and I leave Hawaii, he to go to Australia and then Indonesia, I to go to the Philippines, Thailand, and then Indonesia. So with that, I'd be happy to take your questions.
Without getting to the question of whether APEC was a diplomatic success, and that will be the subject of much discussion, and although fewer attendees came than were anticipated, See It was certainly a success in that it demonstrated Hawaii has a robust and innovative tech industry, which helps Hawaii rebrand itself from just a tourism destination to a modern tech state. And for that, we should appreciate the organizers and exhibitors who participated in this exhibition.
The See It exhibition will now move to the mezzanine of the Hawaii Convention Center and will stay there for public viewing over the next several months. It will then go to a permanent venue here in Honolulu, where we hope it will inspire our young people for years to come.
Now for our ThinkTech calendar of events going forward.
ThinkTech's 4 to 5 p.m. weekly drive time radio series on KGU 760 AM started a few weeks ago, covering business, Asia, tech, energy, the arts, and government. Tune in to 760 AM every weekday at 4 p.m. and raise your awareness on ThinkTech Radio.
On Tuesday, December 6th, we'll present a program entitled How Healthy is Healthcare in Hawaii, featuring a number of executives in the healthcare industry. Sign up for these programs on hvca.org.
And now here's Bill Spencer, president of the Hawaii Venture Capital Association, with this week's Spensation. At around the time of statehood, before and after, people were making huis. They were not registering securities, either state or federal registration. So since then, you know, there's been a lot of law that's developed which protects the public from making bad investments, helps them get their money back if they didn't understand something about the, about the security, or that somebody misrepresented or omitted information when the security was sold. It's very hard to raise money from the public. Every time you try to raise money from the public, you're risking your life and fortune in doing that because of all of the regulations. But now, Bill, I understand that there's something new in Congress. Maybe a fresh wind is blowing. What's going on?
Well, the Congress just passed a law that essentially allows individuals who are not qualified investors to put money into companies. It's came out of a phenomenon that's happened with many early stage companies called crowdsourcing or crowdfunding, where a inventor or an entrepreneur will accept money from people against the delivery of a future product, which gives them enough money to do the research and development, do the product development, and get the product to market. So the first people that put money in are the first people that get the product. Well, now that's been formalized by this new bill, which in a sense opens up the opportunity for anybody to be an angel investor. Now, clearly there will be some oversight and there'll have to be some strict guidelines, but it does open things up a little bit. Last year's legislative session passed a law to investigate doing a Hawaii stock exchange, which would in some ways make it possible for average guy to invest in small business opportunities. There still will be a registration process, but right now it's in the investigative stage. But this bill in Congress really sort of opens the floodgates to crowdfunding, and it could have some good impact for companies raising, small amounts of money, $500,000 or so, to get a project off the ground.
So we got to find a way to make it easier to facilitate investment on both ends of it, to make the entrepreneurs have a better time finding the money and less risk in finding the money, and then make people comfortable that, it's okay to invest in a smaller company. And only then, I think, we'll establish a new generation of entrepreneurs that will, recreate the kind of small business that we used to have in the country and the state.
That's right. I mean, innovation is paid a lot of lip service by politicians, but nobody's writing checks, and venture capital has reached a maturity that, they don't fund early stage businesses. So it's a real challenge. On the other side, though, there's still scammers out there. Somebody just got arrested in Hawaii or convicted last week for a Ponzi scheme. It's amazing to me that people still fall for that. Of course, Bernie Madoff did it in spades, $50 billion Ponzi scheme, and nobody really stopped him from doing something that was so blatantly illegal. So no matter how many regulations you have, there's still scammers out there, and there's still gullible people. But let's hope that this new bill opens the way for entrepreneurship and the smaller guy that isn't really eligible for venture finance, so that we can start getting that innovation ball rolling again.
Kids have to be educated at an early age on how to handle their finances and how to handle investments. And if we do that, we'll make everyone more comfortable with the notion of writing a check for the benefit of the community in the sense of making an investment in entrepreneurs. And that's what people should learn about, and that's what they should do in Hawaii.
Well, it's simply not taught in schools. Nobody teaches you about the real world, how to start a business. Thank goodness for career pathways in Hawaii, which is sort of an extracurricular activity where kids can go through the exercise of starting a business, doing a business plan, doing market research, learning a little bit about cash flow and income statements. But it's not formal, it's not part of the process. And I think that's one thing that's got to change. You know, our education system is geared towards preparing people to get a job. It doesn't prepare people to be innovators or entrepreneurs. And I think we ought to create the space in our system to allow for that.
This is very important, what you're saying.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Bill.
All right.
We'll be right back to wrap up this week's edition of ThinkTech. But first, we want to thank our underwriters.
Thanks to the Scheidler Family Foundation, which supports a number of educational, cultural, and charitable organizations, including ThinkTech.
Hawaiian Electric Company and its affiliates, MECO on Maui and HELCO on the Big Island, are deeply committed to the communities they serve.
Galen Ho is a senior executive of BAE Systems, a global defense, security, and aerospace company, and CEO of CBI Polymers, a tech company in Hawaii. As you know, he's also president of See It Hawaii.
Oceanit, another local tech company, is one of Hawaii's largest and most diversified science and engineering companies.
Don't forget ThinkTech. Please help us out by making a contribution on thinktechhawaii.com. It'll help us with all the things we do to raise public awareness about tech, energy, diversification, and globalism in Hawaii. Thank you so much. Don't forget ThinkTech. Please help us out by making a contribution on thinktechhawaii.com. It'll help us with all the things we do to raise public awareness about tech, energy, diversification, and globalism in Hawaii. Thank you so much. Okay, Lisa, that wraps up this week's edition of ThinkTech. Remember, you can watch ThinkTech on OC16 several times every week. Can't get enough of it, just like Druko Ishii does. For additional times, check out oc16.tv.
You bet, Jay. For lots more ThinkTech videos and for underwriting and sponsorship opportunities on ThinkTech on OC16, visit thinktechhawaii.com. Be a sponsor and help us reach Hawaii.
I'm Jay Fidell. Thanks for joining us on ThinkTech.
I'm Lisa Maruyama. Aloha, everyone.